Here we go.
You've taken the lead. Keep it up for 5 more minutes. We've gone ahead. We're in front now.
path to victory.
Hey, what's up everyone? Larry Dingleberry back at it again. First, just like to wish everyone a happy new year. I hope your holiday was a fun and safe one. Mine wasn't too bad. But this year I set some goals for myself. I would like to focus a little more on the channel, if possible, bringing you guys more and better content, I guess, any way I can. I recently just got a handful of new subscribers, which made me feel pretty good, so definitely like and subscribe if you find this helpful in any way or enjoy these videos. I'm almost at that 50 mark. If I could break that, that would be awesome. Maybe by the end of the year be at 100 subscribers, that'd be great. So if you find it helpful, smash that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, drop a comment if you want. But other than that, really just need help from you guys. I was thinking of doing a updated exotic build, possibly. Maybe some hybrid builds with the ninja bag, since we have all these new gear sets that are classified, higher stats. See if we can get something to work together. I don't know. But if there's anything that you'd like to see personally, just put it down there in the comments, and if I can make it happen, I will. Moving on, really need a team. Honestly, that's another thing I would like to focus on this year, is getting a good team. I get into these games with the random people, and it's like I'm playing with my cousin's kids or something, and it's been driving me nuts. I can't take it. I have a lot of builds on here, obviously, if you've watched any of my videos, so I mean, I can pretty much put on whatever you want, whatever we need, and we can wreck some shit. So if you're interested in that, drop your gamer tag down there. I'll put the correct spelling of mine down there, so you can add me if you want, and see what we can get going. But if you didn't see the last video, not a big deal. I'm just going to go a little bit more in depth, show some changes, and the big difference that it has made for this build. So let's get into that. I always bring you a couple builds, obviously. You guys know me. All about options. The entire montage in the beginning was done with one build alone. Solely one build. And I'll show you which one that is here in just a little bit. But this first one here, if you take a look at it real quick, I mean, pretty standard, right? Everything. Well, let's look at the character sheet on this, first of all. Firearms, all that good stuff, electronics, weapon damage, the crit hit chance, pretty good, 52%, and then that 100% crit hit damage with 55% headshot damage. So for someone like me who likes to face tank, these three right here, that's it. I mean, that's awesome. We got some accuracy, some stability, a little bit of range on there, not too bad. Reload time is very short, under 2 seconds, and I'll show you how I got that 41% reload speed here in just a couple. Got the all weapons damage. I'm assuming that's because of the Predator set, I guess. Assault rifle damage, 16%, and we have 28% SMG damage. So everything revolving around that house and the crit damage, essentially. Let's move on here. Let's see. Skill power pretty low. We got a little bit of skill haste on there. The toughness here, 635, not too bad. Max health of 436. Mitigation is 31%, not the best, but it works pretty nice. To be honest with you, not too bad. Moving on, let's see. We got some burn resistance, disorient resistance, and disrupt resistance. I'm mad that I have no shock resistance, but I'll take what I can get, I guess. And other than that, I mean, that's basically the stats on that. Just wanted to kind of show you the crit hit chance being at 52.5%. I know a lot of people are talking they're hitting 50%, 48%, so on, whatever. I mean, well, I got 52.5. I mean, and I'm going to show you how I got that. So going into the build itself, first let's go over the abilities here, because I didn't do that on the last one. I use a Pulse Recon pack. That's mainly what I'm always using, because it gives you higher crit chance with a lower cooldown. it's pretty basic. It's not going to, hide you or give you any kind of damage increase, but it gives you that crit chance, and with a low cooldown, that's all I'm worried about. Shows you where they're at. I mean, what more can you ask for, I guess? Lately, I've been going between the overdose and the booster shot. The booster shot has some increased damage and damage resistance, but it doesn't say how much. You can tell it's there, but I don't know how much. So it does make you a little more tanky for a second, but I feel like the overdose gives you more health quicker. It just comes back faster. So that's why I'm kind of struggling between those. Moving on to the recovery link here, just running this basically again because the teams that I'm with, I need this. If you are running with a well-tuned team that knows what they're doing, if someone or a couple people have TAC Link on, if you have Predator, a good build, and you hit TAC Link, you are going to melt whatever is in front of you. It's that simple. It's really fun. It's kind of comical, but try that out if you haven't already. So moving on to the talents, Adrenaline has got a change here. I haven't really mentioned this before, but a medkit now gives 7 seconds of immunity from status effect. So from the bleed, from flame turret, shock turrets, all that good stuff. So that's a pretty good one there. Combined with critical save, using a medkit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20%. So again, you combo those and your resistance goes up pretty good. If you're not using shrapnel on the Predator build, I don't want to say you're doing it wrong, but you're kind of doing it wrong. Applying a bleed to any target triggers a 30% chance per each target in 10-meter radius. So if they're all clustered up together, backs against the wall waiting for you to come to them, or squads running at you, you put the bleed on one of them and they all get it. It's awesome. That's something that's like a must-have for me. Now, I usually run precision, but since I am using a pulse with this build, the precision does not proc when you have a pulse going anyway, so I just said, the hell with it. I'm just going to leave it and put the one is none on because I'm a fan of that one. Headshot a hostile to have a 50% chance of not consuming the bullet. And again, I like to face tank, so that's all me. I work with that pretty good. So moving on to the house, I know you're looking, what the hell, you got an MDR? Larry, what's going on here? I'll explain. I've been seeing some stuff about sniper Predator builds. People have been talking about that lately, and I just figured, I'll try an MDR out and see what happens. Now, in the montage, I did use a Bullfrog, but this is something that I feel like you guys got to try. So first, the house got some pretty good base damage on there, good RPM and good mag size with vicious, deadly, and card counter. We got mag size, crit damage, and rate of fire on the mag, and everything else is pretty much just crit chance, crit damage as much as you can get on there. Got a little stability, a little accuracy, but other than that, just stack that crit chance and damage as much as physically possible. But I mean, that's a given, right? Now moving on to the MDR here, you got good damage there. I mean, 44.8k per bullet, that's pretty nice, and the bleed you get off it is insane. The RPM is pretty good, got a pretty good mag size, got deadly, adept, and distracted. I'm kind of bummed adept isn't unlocked, but again, it's impossible to get that much electronics and still have that 9,000 stamina. So you still got the deadly on there, so your crit chance or crit damage, is up. So it works pretty good. But the distracted talent here, your damage is increased by 18% against targets with status effect. You are giving them a status effect when you make them bleed. Same thing as when shock, anything like that. 18% up. Hey, not bad. So basically, if you dump your mag in, your primary, you swap to this, and you get a couple shots off, you can usually down them pretty quick. It's not bad at all. I really like this. I was actually thinking of doing a little montage on that alone, just because it's so fun to do. But either way, we got mag size, critical hit damage, and rate of fire on the mag there. And again, everything is just pretty much crit chance and damage. Got a little accuracy on there, stability, because the thing does hop around a little bit. But regardless, that's pretty much the weapons I've been using as of lately. Getting into the pieces here, got the vest here rolled to stamina with health, skill haste, and ammo. We have a firearms with health mod and a stamina with skill haste mod. And just try to get that skill haste, I guess, back as much as you can, but focusing on crit. Which brings me to this one. It's rolled to stamina with that 4% crit hit chance on there. Got a little disorient resistance on that. And we have a firearms with health mod on there as well. The knee pads here, we are rolled to stamina with health. Got some burn and disrupt resistance with increased kill XP. Need to change that, actually. And I can too, I believe. I need to get that out of there, put some other kind of resistance on or something. But either way, we got firearms with health mod and that 2% pulse crit hit chance. If you get those, keep those. And I'll show you why here in just a second. We got 2% there, and then on the holster here, we have that reload speed. That's where I was talking about before on the character sheet. 21.5%, and the build itself has an additional 20% reload speed on it as is. So no matter what gun you're using, it reloads very quickly. And this also has a 2% pulse crit hit chance. So we're at 4% there. Now the gloves roll to stamina with 6% crit hit chance. Crit hit damage is at 17%. That's awesome. And 12% SMG damage. The backpack here, rolled to stamina with health and ammo capacity. Got to get that ammo. With a firearms with skill power, just give me a little bit more, a little tiny bit extra. I know I could always put a firearms with health on or something, but I'm already at 635 toughness. Not too bad. With 2 more 2% pulse crit hit chance mods. So with just those 4 mods, 8% crit hit chance up. You know, to me that's kind of significant. So keep an eye out for those. Those definitely work pretty good with this. So that's pretty much the main build there. This is primarily what I would run, I guess, in Dark Zone or really PvE. Anything PvE, you're going to melt everything. But for Dark Zone, this is what I would run. With just over 9,000 stamina, I know you can get a little bit closer to 9,000. I got 9,100 and put a little bit more on firearms. Sometimes you can break that 4,000 mark, but this works pretty good for me. I'm not complaining. So let's see what this thing can do. First, just check out the crit bleeds is what I'm trying to go for. We got, what was that, 225 to the head. And there's a lot of them, that's the thing, because the chance is so high. Let's go to the body a little bit. Got 205 crit bleeds. Now, these are obviously inflated. It's not what you're going to be getting in skirmish or anything like that, but it gives you the idea, at least, that it has a heavy bleed on it. It definitely bleeds bad. And that's without the pulse. Put the pulse on, and let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can get. 279's not too bad. Should be able to get higher than that. That's not too good to me. I think I've gotten higher before, but either way, 199. You get the idea. So that's that build. That would be primarily Dark Zone, like I said. Now, moving on to the second one, this is what I did the montage in the beginning with. I know it's ugly, it's stupid, it doesn't even make sense to me half the time, but it works. It absolutely works. The character sheet, let's look at that. Got the firearms, all that stuff there. Weapon damage still has 42.5% crit hit chance with 85 crit hit damage, 55 headshot damage. So again, face tanking, you're still working pretty good here. Accuracy, everything, stability, a little bit of range. That reload time is still on there. All weapon damage. Got the assault rifle up, and again with that 28% SMG damage. You know, this thing is just pretty well rounded, I feel. Got that skill haste on there. 669 toughness, awesome. 460 health. Mitigation's still 31%, but it is what it is. And you know, you got all these resistance on here. It works great. It really does. The pieces on the build, some are the same, some are different. Got the chest with health, skill haste, and ammo, with stamina with health and a stamina with skill haste. We have the mask here with the crit hit chance on there again, with the stamina with skill power. Got a knee pads with stamina on it, health, burn resistance disrupt, and increased kill XP. With firearms with health and that 2% pulse crit hit chance mod on there. Gotta have those. Running that pulse as much as you can. Again, same holster. I believe same gloves. And I believe it's the same backpack. Just kind of switched a couple things around. I believe it's just a couple mods so that you're at that 9800 benchmark for the stamina. Because when you go into last stand or skirmish with this is primarily what I'm using this for. Your stats have to be inflated because you get that buff. All of your armor goes to 1400, and then your stamina, firearms, electronics all gets a little bit of a drop. Well, with this build, I'm still over that 9000 stamina, and that is so important because when you actually go into the build here, and I know everyone knows what this does, hitting 10 shots without switching targets applies the bleed, 50% of damage already done. Now the Predator's mark ignores the target's bleed resistance, I'm sorry. The damage over time to your target is increased by 15% for every 3000 stamina and can critically hit the target. I'm not sure what critically hit the target means. I mean, it's just crit hits, or I mean, I know they go down fast, but I don't think that means just like a critical, like all of a sudden they're dead, or I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. And now when at 9000 stamina, the damage over time bonus is increased by an additional 120%. Okay, so let's do a little bit of math real quick. If you're under 3000 stamina, which I don't know why you would be, you would get that base 50% bleed. At 3000, you get 65%. Because you have that 50% plus your 3,000, you know, you have to add that 15%. 65% at 3,000, 80% at 6,000, and if you were to keep going with the 15% increments, you would be 95% at 9,000. But they went ahead and gave us 120%, which is, I mean, that's what you got to strive for. You got to have that. Doing that 80% damage over time is just not enough, even at 6,000. It's just, most of the time it does not work out. This works much better. I mean, you're talking a 40% difference being at 9,000 compared to at 6,000. 40% is a big difference in bleed. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, let's go ahead and check this out. I'll show you what I mean here. Get some headshots going. Got the bleed on there. Got 207 to the head, you know, 111. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I mean, those are pretty good numbers for a bleed. Ooh, we got a, what was that, 180? Look at 97. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Pulse it. Hit the chest a little bit. See what we can get going on here. 85, 158. It's still bleeding them out. In PvP, in skirmish, and last stand, I can pretty easily get a 60 to 80,000 bleed out over time. And you just see them jumping away with crit bleeds, you know, 60, 80,000, you know. I've gotten up to, I believe, 90 something. I don't know if I've broken 100, but it's been up there. This build definitely shreds. Even though you don't have any of the talents, you're just basically going off of the given talent on each one down here. And on these two weapons, they are pretty significant, being that this goes against status effect, and this just gives you the 20% increased damage for that flip-flops. You know, that's pretty epic. Now, like I said, I did the whole video with that. You would probably think I would have done it with this. You know, I got literally double the firearms, pretty much 6,000 firearms. All the talents are unlocked for the weapon and everything. You know, crit chance is still up there, all that. But let's see what this does as far as bleed. Let's just see. Is it 80,000? 44, 80. 80,000 crit to the head. That's just not right. That's just 78 to the head. That's silly. That's not even worth it. You're relying more on the actual damage you're putting down per bullet than the bleed out, and that's kind of silly when you're going with a build that gives you a bleed effect, I guess. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Have seen one video. It was a while back on 10,000 stamina. The guy hit 10,000. I apologize, I don't remember his name. I should put it on there, but you know, he was shredding just like this, and it was the only other build I could find that was anything like this. So again, that's why I'm going more in depth with this, to actually show you the 6,000 firearms is not doing nothing to nobody. I mean, 71 crit bleed is terrible when you know, you can go to any of the other ones and just really tear it up. So let's go back to this one, and I want to show you what the MDR can do as far as the bleed effect, and I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Let's see here. 246 non-crit. Non-crit, you're getting 246. 488 crit damage. 488, you're almost getting a half a mil bleed outs. That's terrible for anybody that's going against you. And even at a little bit of range, you can still put this on them, and it works pretty nice. Let's see, to the body, you're still talking 158 non-crits. See if we can get a crit going on there. Doesn't have a whole lot of crit on this weapon, but it is what it is. 146. Oh, we got a 289 there. I mean, just randomly spraying it. I mean, I'm not even doing anything. I'm just shooting. Just not even aiming, just going for it. Let's see. 285 bleed on that. That's epic. So, try it out. I mean, a lot of people, you know, might think that's nuts, but that MDR is definitely something to be reckoned with, I guess. Other than that, guys, I mean, that pretty much wraps it up for the video. If you have any comments or anything you're wondering about, or anything you'd like to see in the future, that, you know, just let me know, like I said. And again, if you'd like to get down and, you know, just destroy some stuff, you know, farm, whatever, you know, I'm with it. I'm usually on pretty much every day for at least a few hours. So, you know, give me a shout out, and we'll see what we can get going. So, other than that, guys, you be safe, and until next time, take it easy. Later.